वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसजानुरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्ण वन्दे जगद्गुरु. Good morning all. Welcome to Co-Creating Your Reality. That was just one line of a song. I honestly don't know the rest of the song offhand, but that was the only one I remember. And basically, that Krishna song is basically saying to abandon all forms of religion, right? Abandon all forms of religion. Now, people might be listening to me and saying, well, you know, Krishna is a Hindu god, you know, why? How I could be singing a Krishna bhajan and then the meaning of the song is abandon all forms of religion when this is Hinduism. Well, I could put my head on a block that Krishna would have never called himself a Hindu, right? I can put my head on a block that Krishna never called himself a Hindu, never gave himself that title, right? Just like I could put my head on a block that Christ never called himself a Christian, right? Jesus Christ would have never called himself a Christian. I don't know if Prophet Muhammad would have called himself a Muslim, but I think I could put my head on a block on that as well, that none of these famous prophets who we adore so much would have called themselves the title of any religion that we attach them to, right? Because all the prophets, all the real prophets would have simply come to teach the path, teach the true path, right? Not come to teach any religion or anything of the sort. So the meaning of this song is abandon all varieties of religion, right? Leave all forms of religion, right? Leave all forms of religion and surrender unto me. Krishna is saying that. Surrender unto me. What does surrender unto me mean according to Krishna? Surrender unto the law, because Krishna represents divine law, right? Surrender to divine law, right? Meaning align with divine law, right? Align with divine law, align with spiritual law, the laws of nature, right? This is what he means to abandon all varieties, all forms of religion, right? And surrender unto the law, and by doing this, you will never fail at anything in life, right? You will never fail, right? Because that act of abandoning all forms of religion and surrendering to the laws of nature makes one a devotee of Krishna, makes one a devotee of the universe itself, makes one very dear to that entity or that all-pervading, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent being that we like to call God, right? So, welcome again to today's episode of Co-Creating a Reality, where through natural, spiritual, law manifestation, true manifestation, we attract the experiences that we wish to have. True moral action, true right action, true surrender to the divine law, right? So today I want to continue the conversation on repatriation and the healing of the Caribbean, continuing with blending spiritual law with sociology, utilizing sociological terms to bring out concepts of natural law and to show how sociology and natural law is inextricably tied, or can be inextricably tied, and how you can be a sociologist as well as a devotee of God, right? How you can also be a scientist, a social scientist, as well as align with the laws of the universe, right? Both are scientific processes, right? Science and God are two sides of the same coin, right? So we're talking about Caribbean sociology, Caribbean healing, right? Something which the sociology department in the Caribbean has failed to do for how much ever decades that they have existed. But yet we go on rehashing the past pains of the Caribbean, right? And not trying to move forward in sociology and so on. And like I was saying, adhering to the laws of nature and teaching the laws of nature with sociology in the sociology department is a means of helping the Caribbean to heal from their past pains, right? From ethnic division, from ethnic division is a big one, and I can assure you that the teaching of natural law with sociology can help to heal the divisions in our society, right? It can assist in healing the divisions in our society, one, and it can help Caribbean people to move past their collective traumas that would have arisen from slavery, indentureship, and all these past processes that still linger in our collective memory, right? So I would have talked a couple videos on the concept all is mine, and I would have related it to consciousness and how we can create anything we want through the power of our mind. It all begins in our mind, and then we take action to achieving that which we visualize in our mind, right? So first we visualize. This is the manifestation secret. First you visualize what you create through your mind, visualize, and then the most important part is acting upon that visualization to bring into fruition that which you have seen in your mind, right? So that was all is mind. That was the first Hermetic principle. Today I want to talk about and blend this other Hermetic principle into Caribbean healing as well. And this is the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. Teaching the law of cause and effect with sociology, with Caribbean sociology, with our past traumas, right? How can understand the law of cause and effect, also known as karma, also known as natural law, also known as action and consequence, also known as for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, also known as you sow so shall you reap, right? How are this principle of cause and effect, this law of cause and effect, right? How can this help the Caribbean to heal and move past collective trauma, right? And it's simple. By understanding this law, you would understand that nothing and nobody is exempt. Nothing and nobody is exempt or can evade the law of cause and effect, right? It is always ongoing. It is the law. It is the universal law. It is always in effect, right? We are always engaging in action, and that action results in a reaction. The version of the Bhagavad Gita which I have been reading, one of the translation of it explains karma and so on, right? So one of the description it gave of karma is that karma is a complex and enigmatic concept, basically, right? It's kind of difficult to understand how it works, but it's also a very simple law, right? All we need to do is to understand if we perform good moral actions, we receive good consequences. If we perform immoral or bad action, we receive bad consequences, right? But it is complex. The reason why the Bhagavad Gita would have referred to it as complex and enigmatic is because we don't actually know when and how our karma is going to play out, right? We don't know exactly the moment. We can't tell. That is for the universe to decide, right? We perform actions throughout our lives, and then there's individual karma and there's collective karma, right? So the universe will rearrange itself and bring to us the collective karma that we have sown as a people, right? We have sown collective seeds as a collective people, and that might very well coincide with our individual karma as well. So the universe orchestrates this karmic reactions. Yeah, the universe orchestrates and brings to our doorsteps the results of our collective and individual actions, right? So nothing escapes this law, and in understanding this, we will stop throwing ourselves pity parties. We will stop wanting people to feel sorry for us for every little thing that go wrong in our lives. We would stop asking for the repatriation I was talking about yesterday, right? Stop asking for answers all the time. Stop asking for repatriation, knowing that in the right timing, the universe is going to give us what we are owed, right? In the right timing, we will receive what we are owed, whether it's good results, bad results, right, or neutral, because some things are just cancels out itself, right? The thing is because we are limited human beings and we can't see past, present, future, right? Because we are limited human beings, we don't know exactly when this collective karma is going to play out. Collective karma meaning the results of our past decisions, and then so from this moment backwards, the actions we have taken, we cannot the results are already set in motion for the past actions that we have done, right? The minute we perform an action, it sends out a signal to the universe, and the universe starts to orchestrate circumstances to deliver us the consequences of that action, right? So whatever we have performed in the past, we have to pay for good we have done. We have to pay for bad we have done, and we have to receive the rewards for the good that we have done, right? It is just how the law of cause and effect works. Now, from this moment going forward, we can create karma, right? Because we are moving from this moment, the present moment, and with the knowledge that with good action we receive good consequences, with bad action we receive bad consequences, we can fashion our future and create destiny, right? We can create destiny through choosing what behavior that we want to choose, right? So this is how the knowledge of karma, the knowledge of cause and effect, can help us to understand the things that happened in the past. And people will not want to hear this at all, right? Because they will say this is a excuse for the white man to treat us, to treat colored people in a certain way and whatever, right? Those were actions. Are there anybody listening to this video now who is an actual victim of slavery, in the past form of slavery? We are enslaved now, but are there anybody looking at my videos who is an actual victim of, who was physically shackled and brought to the Caribbean here? No, there wasn't, right? So why the hell do you demand financial compensation for it, right? It was a reaction from the universe to, now this is going to sound really brutal and harsh, right? But it's something we all need to understand, right? The universe brings to our doorsteps the collective result of the actions that we were engaged in, right? In understanding this, we would understand the traumas that our ancestors been through, right? We would understand. So now that we could understand why our ancestors been through certain circumstances, we can use this knowledge to not have to repeat that cycle again, right? Like what is going on now with society, with this whole creation of constant divisions and a modern form of slavery, right? If we understand how cause and effect affected our ancestors, why on earth would we want to repeat that cycle, right? There's no need, it's not necessary to become stuck in that cycle of slavery, because we already understand how slavery and karma intertwine, indentureship and karma intertwine in the past, right? And how it affected our ancestors, right? And we don't need to go through that same process again, right? That's what knowledge does, right? That's the importance of knowledge, right? So that we remove ourselves from the cycle, we remove ourselves from the bondage, right? And that's what I meant when I was saying that we can actually remove ourselves from, yeah, that's what I was saying when I was saying that we can literally chart our Caribbean destiny by moving past our traumas, by using the law of cause and effect and the principle that all is mind and creating our reality through consciousness. We can actually learn from the past and not continuously teach the pain, right? And move forward into new avenues, move forward into new dimensions of sociological exploration, right? And not continue to harp on the same old story day in, day out, with regard to teaching students the same nonsense and making them feel like victims after 7 years of studying, right? It does not make sense to me doing that. Now, I had to go through the system to reach to this point of understanding and to understand how the system works. You know, sometimes you have to become one with the system or the beast to understand how it works. And the same had applied with when I was working in my past job and so on, right? So that being said, I would recommend that everybody, if you don't know what the law of cause and effect is, it is a scientific law, it is a spiritual law, it is a law that governs the consequences of our behavior. It is a law that governs the consequences of our behavior, and it is a law that is built into the universe, right? It cannot be separated from the universe. It is a law that is inherent to, and it governs the consequences of our actions or our behavior. And once we understand that for every action or every harm caused towards another creature, we will receive the consequences of that at some point. We could live our whole lives, right? But at perfectly well. But at some point, the universe is going to deliver us the consequences for performing in wrong action and wrong behavior, right? And the only way that you could actually free yourself and remove yourself from the cycles, is to change your behavior and change it through the understanding and the knowledge of the spiritual law called the laws of Ma'at, laws of karma, laws of cause and effect. As I said, it is in every single culture makes reference to this law. Every single culture makes reference to this law. So why is it in anthropology, which is the field of study dealing with culture, the field of study that deals with culture, means culture, anthropology is the study of culture. So why is it in anthropology and sociology studies culture as well? So I'll shout it out to the universe. Why is it in sociology and anthropology do you all not teach the laws of nature? Because the laws of nature is embedded into every single culture in the entire world.